Ladies and gentlemen, we've got another Pep Guardiola victim on our hands because we even have Thierry Henry basically saying he's never seen a player in history who dribbles as quickly as him with their both feet, basically saying this man has no weakness. He's five star on both feet. He's just as skilled with his right, with his left. And now, the team that's out to buy him, apparently all of Europe does not rate him except Pep Guardiola and Manchester City, who are trying to get him for around 30 million, and they already have personal terms agreed upon. And the crazy thing is, we have Wirtz going over 100 million to Liverpool possibly, and we've got Ryan Cherki not even hitting 50 million. This man against Spain looked like an absolute game changer, and we're just going to let him go to Man City with no fight. Now, the thing is, we've seen this before. We've seen a flair type player like Ryan Cherki absolutely light it up and then move to Manchester City and then die out. This is my point on why this is Pep Guardiola's victim. Jack Grealish at Aston Villa was tearing it up, having 2019, 2020, and 2020, 2021, having seasons where he was having, double-digit goals and assists. He was being the absolute bright spot of Aston Villa, who was fighting relegation battles. He was absolutely great and fantastic to watch. Then he transfers to Manchester City, had a decent year with, at least 10 goals and assists in the 22-23 season. But apart from that, he's really struggled at Manchester City. He's literally fallen off the face of the earth. He went from a flary type player to a robotic Pep Guardiola player, because we know Pep Guardiola is like a puppet master. He will move you the way he wants you to be moved. And it's gotten so bad. He's on the comment section on Talk Sport, literally arguing and, throwing Manchester City and Pep Guardiola in the dirt, saying, do you want me to score a hattie in 20 minutes? Saying, you know what, I'm barely getting 20 minutes a game at max, and you want me to score a hat trick to be able to get more minutes? That's unrealistic. Coming out and saying, haha, I've been bad lately, scored 3 goals in my last 3 appearances every 45 minutes, but okie dokie. So basically saying, I don't get enough minutes, but when I get minutes, I perform, is what Jack Grealish is saying on, these Instagram comment section. And honestly, I think he's right. I think Pep Guardiola really got a player in Jack Grealish who was rated, across England, saying he was a very exciting player, went to Manchester City, and ever since that, he's a completely different player. You go and watch Jack Grealish on Villa, different player to the Man City one, and he didn't get better after that 100 million transfer. And I fear that this is going to happen with Ryan Cherki here, because he is also a flary type player, having an amazing season in France. He's genuinely going out and performing on the big stage with France against Spain in a semifinal of a national competition. And him going to Man City actually puts a little bit of worry of me as well as a footballing fan, because he is going to replace, if it's Kevin De Bruyne who's going to Napoli, or, Bernardo Silva if he ends up getting a transfer, Gundogan. He's going to go into that midfield. They might put him on the wing. You never know. But the thing about Ryan Cherki is, this lad is a baller. He is an absolute flair type player, but players go to Manchester City and lose their flair. And if I were him, I would actually reconsider going to Man City. I understand the wages are going to be astronomically better. But footballing-wise, career-wise, I look at Jack Grealish, and if I am Cherki, I'm saying, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to make that transfer move, and I'll move elsewhere. I could see him flourish in a team like Milan. Obviously, won't get the same wages. There's other teams in England as well that might even love to have Cherki in the squad. Personally, I would definitely reconsider. I understand Pep Guardiola is an amazing manager, but many players at his caliber and his style go there and lose their flair, and that's really a main component of his game. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Do you think Cherki should go to Man City? Personally, I wouldn't do it if I were him, considering players like him previously have gone there and lost their flair. But anyways, thank you guys for watching.